I'm Ella, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever thought about how you really want to sell on Depop, but actually you can't do it? You've tried, you failed, you don't know why, and you just want to make a little bit of cash, but it's not working. Let me give you some advice. I started selling on Depop in 2016. Since then, I've sold over 200 items with a bit of effort. You can sell on Depop. Depop is an app where you can primarily sell and buy secondhand clothing. There are 21 million people on the app, so that's plenty of people who are interested in buying your clothes. And the format is very similar to Instagram in that you have like a 3x3 grid and you have like a profile and then you can scroll through a feed. Kind of like social media and eBay had a baby. While you might think that Depop is stereotypically a vintage clothing selling app, it's actually built on selling secondhand clothes, and this can include high street clothes and the clothes you have in your wardrobe. Obviously, clothes that are in good secondhand condition will sell quicker than your old tatty t-shirt that you've worn a million times, but it does depend on the brand. Also, I found that selling on Depop can be hit or miss depending on how in demand that item is. Is it on trend? Are people searching for it? Do people actually want to buy what you're selling? So it's almost worth experimenting to see what kind of items sell or get most attention. Put some things on there, see what gets the most likes, and then you'll start to find out what sort of things sell. Generally, a rule is the trendier the item, the more in demand it is, the quicker it sells. But some questions you should be asking yourself are, is the item in good condition? Is someone going to want to buy this? Would you pay to repurchase this item in the condition that it's in? If you wouldn't want to buy it, someone else isn't going to want to buy it either. Is this item a piece that's in demand? Is the item on trend? Obviously, there are no rules as to what you can buy on Depop, but that's just some general ideas. You can sell things that have holes in. Just make sure that you are very clear about that in the description. The first thing I would do before listing an item on Depop is to do a bit of research. I would search for the item that I want to sell on Depop and see how many are out there, how many likes do these items get, what sort of prices are they selling at. You don't want to overprice or underprice what you're selling, though I would say underprice is 100% better because we don't want the gentrification of Depop. Secondhand clothing is being sold for way too much, but if you are looking to make a little bit of a profit, do a bit of research. Obviously, the prices will depend on the brand. Generally, the rule is the more you spend on the item in the first place, the higher price it will sell secondhand. Selling clothes that are brand new with tags that you just have bought and not worn will sell for more than secondhand clothes that have been worn. If your item is broken in any way, your price should do this. If you're trying to sell a top with a hole in for the same price for a top that's in amazing condition, you need to rethink your life. Think about what you would pay for it, and that should help you with pricing. Taking pictures is probably one of the most determining factors of if your item is going to sell, because if you have bad pictures, people aren't going to click on it and they aren't going to buy. If you have pictures like these, where you have it against a plain wall, really good light, great. One, you can actually see the item better so you know what you're buying, and two, it just makes your account look a little bit more professional, makes you look more trustworthy, which is what you want if you're trying to sell things. Make sure you use natural light and a non-distracting background. You should do a bit of a trial and error system with which photo you put at the front, because you might find that the picture of you wearing the item is more likely to sell it than the picture of it against the wall. You need to mix it up. You can't just keep refreshing and hope that Depop will pick it up, because there's probably something wrong with your listing. Try and keep your pictures in a cohesive manner across your entire profile. This means that when someone clicks on your name and goes on your profile, they're like, wow, look at this shop, not wow, look at this jumble sale. Making your Depop feel like a nice online shopping experience is going to make people want to buy more, because if they can easily find what they're looking for, then they're more likely to buy it because they don't have to ask questions, they just have to buy. I've also seen people styling the item in a way, but I would make sure you don't distract completely from which item in that outfit you're selling. While you should make sure your items look great, the focus is selling, not aesthetics. Try get a friend to help you take photos of you wearing the item, or you could do a mirror selfie, or also use a tripod if you have one of those. Show your customers that you are serious about selling and they might take you seriously and start buying. How to write a description. I've seen a range of description lengths, but generally for new sellers, I would say the more keywords you can fit in that description, the better. If you have no followers, how else are people going to find your items? So I generally have like a master list of things that you could include in your description. Always include the brand name, sizing, describe the item with keywords. If you're selling a black top, don't just put black top size small top shop, because that's so vague, like that could literally mean anything. So if you put black long sleeve v-neck top with lace detailing, then if someone types in black top with lace detailing or black top with long sleeves, your item's going to come up. If you just put black top, nobody's going to find it. Say why you're selling it, how many times have you worn this, what kind of condition is it in. I like to include measurements of the items. It saves them having to ask questions, especially when you're buying online. You want to know that it's going to fit you. If you did include a picture of you wearing it in like a mirror selfie, make sure you say what size and height you are, because if the buyer is the same size and height and it fits you perfectly, again, they're going to want to buy it more. Make sure you use lots of tags at the end of your descriptions, and then use 5 hashtags which are the most prominent. Do you only ship to the UK? Do you ship internationally? Say how much your shipping is, and invite people to ask questions. Are you open to offers? Depop have recently brought in the UK the Hermes built-in shipping, which has been so helpful for me. I've actually really enjoyed using it as a system. So when someone buys your item, they send you the shipping label via email, and then you print out the label and you stick it on the package and you take it to a drop-off place, they scan it, and you dip. That's literally the process. It's so easy. But if you do want to, Royal Mail have a really useful get a price website. If you're wanting to ship internationally, I used to use with Royal Mail, and I think I used to put international shipping as £15 as like a max, and then if someone did want me to ship to, I don't know, Germany or something, I would then look on Royal Mail and see how much it would cost me exactly to send that, and then lower the price accordingly. But that also means that if someone does buy your product internationally without any notice, that you are covered. Double check like the furthest distance from where you live and see how much that would cost and put that as the price. So some sellers choose to put free postage, but obviously it's not free. They are actually paying, but that usually means that they're putting the cost of postage within the item itself. Depop seems to suggest that if it says free postage, people are more likely to buy, but I don't know. Something to remember is that Depop does take 10%, and PayPal takes about, I think it's 2.5%. Pause the video if you want to look at this calculation of how much profit you would actually make from selling a £10 top. So how do you build a good seller reputation? I know it can be quite difficult if you have a new account with no followers, no reviews. I would make sure that when you do sell, ask people to give you a review. And usually people are okay with that. List items exactly as they're described so that when people receive them, they are bound to give a good review. Obviously, if you can ship as soon as possible, then that's great. Try to reply to your messages as soon as possible. If you reply quick, they buy quick. Try to be as active as you can on the app. If you can just log on to Depop every day, then it will say active today, and then people will know that you're an active seller. Have good communication after you've sold the item. So something I normally do is I will send a message saying, just sent your parcel today. I know with Royal Mail, they don't always do tracking. So it's great to know when someone sent something so you have a good idea of when it's going to arrive. And remember, more reviews means more sales because it makes you appear more trustworthy and a good seller. So those first few sales that you make are super important. So you're probably thinking, why are my items not getting any likes? I've tried all these things and nothing's working. Have you refreshed your items? If you posted that 2 weeks ago, that's going to be so far down the search engine that it's basically lost by this point by the amount of people that post on Depop now. Refresh your items every day if you can, every other day, just so that it is coming up in people's feeds. I hope that's answered some questions that you may have about Depop. Being a Depop seller is a learning experience and it doesn't happen overnight. You have to be persistent and you have to refresh your items and you have to put in quite a lot of effort because the standard of Depop has gone up. If you do have any more questions, I would be happy to help you out. Just drop me a message on Instagram or you can leave a comment on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I make videos about sustainability, fast fashion, how we can best look after our planet, secondhand clothes, all this kind of realm of sustainability content. If that's of interest to you, do hit subscribe. I'm posting every Sunday. Comment below your Depop and I'll check it out and give you some likes to get you some promo. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye.